everyone, this is Scott, your Hoosier Marshal, back for another episode of WTF News, your source for all things Team Freedom. For our first story today, the burning question in all of our minds is, where in the hell has the South Alabama Piper been? Here is the South Alabama Piper with the answer to that question.
Y'all are probably wondering where in the world I've been. Or maybe you hadn't. Let's just say it has been, excuse me, it's been a crazy couple of weeks.
Leather seats, automatic transmission. Nowadays you'll hear people call this a truck. Well, a man knows a station wagon when he sees one. This car will only see off-road action if the driver backs over a flower bed. If this vehicular masquerade represents the high life to which men are called, we should trade our trousers for skirts right now.
In our next story, it seems to be election season all around the globe. Presidential election in the United States and other countries have many elections going on. It can be so confusing and so frustrating. Here's Trucking Piper Bob with some really good advice about how to handle the stress of the election season.
There's a lot going on, isn't there? Don't get too tied up in all that election rubbish, you know. It's all fake. Tell you what you want to believe. Biden and Trump, Trump and Biden, Starmer and Sunak, with a bit of Farage thrown in. Controlled opposition. Tell you what you want to hear. Ooh, I like that. Don't be fooled by it all. Don't be fooled by it all. It's all the rich families who will stay in power and control. We won't. We won't. They all piss in the same pot. So please don't be fooled. You know that. Every 4 years they tell you what they're going to do. Sort education out, sort health out, sort migration, immigration, illegal immigrants out. Don't do anything for 4 years. And talk about it at the next election. Meanwhile, you've all been going to work, paying your taxes, thinking you can have a nice time on a weekend, but then you go back to work to pay your taxes. Come on. Wake up. The powerful families will always be the powerful families. That's why, look after your family.
A simple man.
This place is a mountain of goodness in a mixed up world.
A man who tells it like it is.
Level 50 for a hamburger. Y'all must be crazy.
He's not a donkey or an elephant. He's the man behind the brand. The brand behind the movement.
The political race is on, and I think a lot of people are having a hard time keeping up. Give it to you simple. Straightforward. What this country needs is a common sense platform. 1,000 points of no baloney. You got all these politicians talking about change. Well, I got some change for you. Give me $5 and I'll give you 6 of the highlights and some change. He said this, she said that. What's going on? I mean, the only place for smear is on a bagel. You know, with some cream cheese or some jelly. And what's with $1,000 a plate fundraisers? How about $1.25 for a plate of hot wings? Now, see, that's a common sense platform I can get behind. I got a common sense platform for the environment. If you are driving a Humvee, your butt better be headed into battle. No more ATM fees. And 2-for-1 hot dogs for all. Read my lips. No new nonsense. Red states. Blue states? What this country needs is some red and gold states. The common sense states of America. Get out and meet the people. A chicken in every pot and a case of High Life in every fridge. It's the tastiest beer at the tastiest price in America. Ask not what common sense can do for you, but what you can do for common sense. And common sense says reward the people for their loyalty. And let's ensure that everyone gets a chance to live the high life. I am the voice of common sense, and I approve this message.
Since the last episode of WTF News, the annual Pipe Week Awards show was put together by Flat Cat Piper and his wife Lady Fire. I just want to take the time to tell them both that they did an amazing job with it. Thank you for all of the effort that you put into it to organize this and make it go off with as little hitches as possible. So whether you appreciate or like awards show or not, we all should appreciate the effort that these two have put into this to bring our community together. So thank you both. We will have a fill-in for the weather portion of WTF News this go-around. Our chief meteorologist, Jonathan, is off on a special mission. So here is Jim, Corvette Jim from CJ's Garage, with the weather forecast.
77 degrees. We hit a high of 80 today. Humid though. I mean, it is hot, muggy, sticky.
Whatever the hell they want. I guess I should clear my mind here a little bit.
We can all see Joe Biden's weakness. If Biden wins, can he even survive till 2029? The real question is, can we? Make America Great Again Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Well, thank you, Jim, for filling in for Jonathan for the weather forecast while he is on his special mission. And I guess now it's okay to let you know that our chief meteorologist, Jonathan, is off for sniper training. Here's Jonathan with a quick peek of how it's been for him.
Absolutely brilliant video here. Well, we're all ready to rock and roll. We'll have a go at that bottom right target. See where we'll go. Quick test fire. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think I need to do any more shots. And so I've just flown up here. Same target. Oh, I pulled that one, guys. I pulled that one. My fault. Bit of a flyer there. I didn't think that pellet snapped very well either, but we'll see what this one brings. Same target. That's better.
In other news, There's something that drew us all to the YouTube pipe community, or to Team Freedom, or to both, whichever you prefer. Something drew us here and keeps us here. Here is correspondent Rick, Double O Pipe, with an explanation that I think we would all understand.
I find when I get a little lonely that I enjoy getting on here and talking to the glass and knowing that somebody somewhere sometime will sit there and light up a pipe with me. So I feel like I'm in good company.
Defenseless young girl was brutally raped and killed by an illegal alien and known member of the violent MS-13 gang. It could have been prevented. The killer was detained at the border, but released onto our streets by Biden's weak border policies. Biden's open border puts us all at risk by releasing criminal illegals into our communities. We have to stop Joe Biden to close our border. Make America Great Again, Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
In other news, do you worry that Team Freedom will fade away into nothing? Do you believe Team Freedom is here to stay and it's a growing movement? Here, with some insight in that, is Mark Lawson.
For all of those of you who thought, the whole Team Freedom kerfluffle from a couple months ago was going to blow over, I don't know if it'll ever will. I got a few more comments on a video I made, back in a few months ago. Just another, unhinged progressive that just absolutely believes you should not be able to talk about whatever you want if you're a presenter in the YTPC. Yes, you can. We will. It's going to continue to happen. Just deal with it. This whole concept of not being able to, when you hear something, you see a video that does not align with your ideology or your, political line, that you will go as too far as to try to tell people what they can't talk about. It's like they literally cannot force themselves to unsubscribe to a channel and find another channel with a presenter that just talks strictly about pipes and tobacco and maybe leans more to the left. You'll be a lot happier if you do that.
Our next story, we celebrated 4th of July, Independence Day, this week. Here to make sure that you understand why Independence Day is so important and why we truly celebrate it is Piper Dave 2023.
Happy Independence Day. Proud American talking to you today. I'm going to take a little bit different tack than most of you are taking on your videos. So certainly happy Independence Day, but this day means more than just about any other holiday in our calendar. If it wasn't for this one, we wouldn't have any of the others. So we probably wouldn't have a Christmas. We probably wouldn't celebrate New Year's or Easter. We certainly wouldn't have an Armed Services Day or Memorial Day or Labor Day or Flag Day or any of the others that we enjoy. This is the one that formed our country. And I think sometimes we forget that. We talk about potato salads and hot dogs and family picnics. And I think sometimes we forget that the purpose of this day is to really celebrate that it's the day that 56 people took the ultimate risk and declared an independent nation that turned out to be the greatest in the history of the world. So I just want to call attention to that.
His was the oldest registered distillery in the United States, from a place where the water was cool, clean, and iron-free, perfect for making whiskey. Charcoal mellowed drop by drop for smooth sipping, the Tennessee way, which is not the easy way, but it was his way.
next story, I think we all understand that the state of California is extremely liberal, left-leaning state, but there are people who live there who love freedom. And here, with a little story on that, is David, the Central Cal Piper.
He basically put out the desire to go have a shooting day. So we kind of tossed around for a few months and tried to figure out when we could all get together. And this last Saturday, yesterday, was the day to do that. So there were 6 of us all together. My sons Christian and Spencer, as well as my son-in-law Jamie, who's married to my daughter Emily. Also Jose was there, who's kind of like a son to me. He's been around for a long time. He spent lots of time at our house when he was in high school, hanging out with the boys and our family. And Jose's brother, who I had met before but didn't really know him. Anyway, we had a great time together. We got up, I got up around 5:30, got things ready, packed all my guns and ammunition. Went by, picked up my son Christian. We drove to Spencer's house, and 3 of us went up together in Spencer's car to a place called Breckenridge. Breckenridge Road is what it's named after, but it took about an hour and a half to get there. It's up in the mountains, and as you can see from some of the scenery, maybe not, there are beautiful pine trees. It's neat because it's only an hour and a half from Bakersfield, but it was noticeably cooler up there, and it's a Bureau of Land Management property, so you can shoot there, luckily. So Jamie, his father has done a lot of hunting, and he grew up hunting and all that with his dad, and so he knew of this place. So we all met there. We must have gotten there about 8 o'clock in the morning yesterday. I loaded all our things, put up a tarp, put all of our weaponry on these tables, and set up 3 specific places. One range for the pistols, another area for rifles, and then a third area for shotguns. So we made some ground rules and all that to keep everyone safe, and we just had a great time blowing up everything we could possibly find. We had clay targets that we used for shotgun shooting, and also put some on the hill to shoot at, along with several targets. And there must have been probably 5 or 6 rifles, a couple of shotguns, and we all had at least 1 handgun. My son Spencer had a little revolver that he bought I bought it for him in my name when he was about 16. It was his, but I had to put it in my name. So he had that. He had a nice holster that we bought for him when he was younger, and he had that. And he has a Glock as well. So I had a Springfield Arms 40 caliber XD pistol, which I have. That's the one I have the concealed weapons permit for. However, it's kind of big, so I've never really used it as a concealed weapon because it's so dang big. But it was fun to shoot, and we all had a great time trading guns and using all the guns there. And we had several little competitions going on, and we did this one thing where we all lined up with our weapon of choice, took a shot, passed the weapons to the right, so the next guy got to use them. So we did that a couple times. It was a great time.
Here's a question for you. Just how far are the radical left and inside the Beltway bandits willing to go to stop him? We all know they hate him for winning the fight to protect life, for exposing their deep state, for draining their precious swamp. And they already know he'll crush Biden. So like a pack of rabid wolves, they attack. So let's impeach him. Let's get tainted radical left prosecutors to charge him. Let's conspire with Hillary and the FBI with fake stories about him. All to distract from Biden's incompetence, weakness, and money-grabbing corruption. But here's the thing, he'll never blink. That's called having the courage of your convictions. And it's why he's our president.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
And for our last story, here's Johnny Onion about how he spent his day and what the important things in life are.
I did nothing today. Absolutely nothing. I woke up this morning with a headache. Took my allergy meds and the headaches did not go away, and so I did nothing all day today. I did get a fishing pole, so I did the important things today.
And that'll do it for this week's episode of WTF News. Remember, when you need to know what's going on in Team Freedom, just think WTF.